the closer I get to God, the more holy I feel.
No,
Actually,
no,
it's the opposite. The
it's the
closer I get
opposite.
to God, the more I recognize how worthless and how wicked and how sinful and how selfish my own heart is.
No, it take a experimental knowledge, and not what Isaiah got. He is experiencing God's holiness and seeing his unworthiness. And the only thing he could do is yield himself to the Lord and be used by the Lord.
Repentance, you should repent, you have to recognize your nothingness. And what Bible says it is the goodness of God that leads us to repentance. So that's saying the same thing that Isaiah is saying in essence, that I saw the king in all of his glory. I realized who God was. I looked at the cross and I saw the God of love on the cross giving his life for me, and I recognized how wicked and how unworthy I was of his love, and yet he gave it. So I saw God afresh. And he talked about Ezekiel, and Ezekiel opens with a fresh picture, a wheel within a wheel, a fresh picture of who God is. And this fresh picture of who God is what causes us want to tell the world about this God. Okay? Let me continue this last paragraph. Human rebellion. Testing. Testing. 1, 2, testing. Human rebellion ultimately and forever will be ended. And more than that, God's loving character, his self-denying and self-sacrificing character, will shine even brighter than it did in his original design for humanity. That is a fascinating statement to me. Ellen White makes this same statement, and I was looking for it and I couldn't find where she says that actually, after rebellion, after sin, after the rebellion and sin, the last chapter of the Great Controversy, the last paragraph, she said, sin and sinners are no more. Every heart, every pulse, every breath just breathes the God of love and breathes the wonder of his character. And she finishes with, God is love. So she's looking forward to a time when rebellion and sin and suffering and affliction is no more. And she makes this statement very clearly and emphatically that actually the end result post sin is going to be better than it was had sin not happened. Not so it's not that God didn't intend, obviously, for sin to happen and for rebellion to happen, but God, Romans 8:28 says that God works. Help me up, my mind is drawing a blank. Romans 8:28 for help me, brother. I don't know what's going on with me. All things work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose, right? So what God has this way of taking the worst of disasters, sin, rebellion, transgression of his law, rebellion against his government, rebellion against his rule. God has a way of taking the worst possible scenario and turning it around and making it better than it would have been had we not fallen. And she makes this statement very clearly that after God recreates the new heaven and the new earth, after humanity is restored to God, that our relationship with God is going to be stronger and better. He is going to exalt humanity higher than we would have been had we not fallen. This is an amazing statement. He makes it, Ellen White makes it very clearly that our place in heaven is going to be more exalted than it would have been if we had not fallen, because God is going to so thoroughly redeem the human race. Do you know that there is a human being sitting on the throne of the universe right now? Jesus still has his human nature, right? And for all of eternity, he will maintain, he will keep his human nature, right? He will keep his human flesh, the scars, the